I've been accused, and I mean that. Uh, I mean that in a sort of joking way. People would say to me like, "You're the hardest working man in this business." That title may have been taken away from me because what I've been seeing, what you've been doing in the last 2 months, WOW, you have been everywhere. You have been busy. It's been insane. Like what?
Indeed.
What is going on with you, man? From El Mocambo, of course, catching you over at CMW, literally. And every time I pop up, we follow each other on social media. You're performing here, you're performing there. Like I said, brother, what is going on with you?
Well, making up for lost time, I guess.
Oh my goodness, are you making up for lost time? How does it feel being back up on stage and performing and doing what you do so well?
Oh, it feels so good. That night at the Alma Combo, releasing Click Right Here was a dream come true. This whole record is a dream come true, and it's one of the ways that I kind of got through the whole COVID era because it was basically, something that I wrote and produced and recorded in that time. Finally, now I'm able to share it with you. It feels
Oh, hold on, we got to stop, man. You were breaking up as you were speaking. I'm not
good. Oh,
sure
I'm
what
sorry.
was going on. Yeah.
Okay. I was saying it's been a dream come true to put this record out, which I wrote, recorded, and produced during the COVID year. So it's one of those things where uh, you put your whole life into this. I guess it's almost like having a baby. I don't know yet, but it's like
Well, let's talk about what happened with you when COVID struck. What was happening before? And then what happened, especially the first year, because I think we were all panicking that first year. Because it's funny, I just did an interview with Classified, and he made mention about how when the whole thing started for him, it was like he was saying, "Oh yeah, this is just gonna be a month or something," which we all thought. And a
that.
month turned to two, turned to three, turned to four, and it kept going, and so on and so on. What was it like for you?
Well, I had coping mechanisms, and I was very lucky that I figured them out. So one of them was this record, and I spent a lot of time putting that together. But also, I was actually really busy during that first year of COVID. I kind of started this live streamed weekly program on my Facebook channel, and I ended up connecting with thousands of people through this show, and they still follow me around now. But now when I go on tour, I'm really hoping to meet them. There's people in Mexico, there's people in Portugal, there's people in Brazil, and it was the most amazing thing to be able to connect with them, people with audiences, in a time where everything meant so much more. Because people had no kind of stability, and as we know, music connection provides that for a lot of. So obviously it was a hard time, but it was also, you know, you got to do what you got to do. For me, in this case, it was playing on Facebook, and it was kind of fun. I mean, it was a lot. It was every week, and to keep it. The thing is, usually when I'm on stage, I get inspiration from the audience and
Mm-hmm.
the band. So now I have no band and I can't hear the audience. So I took inspiration from the subject of the live stream. So every week I kind of paid tribute to a different artist. And then when I ran out of artists, I said, what do I do now? Maybe I'll do like music of the 80s, music of the 90s. And the best part of this was that my piano playing got a lot better. I had no choice. I had to play the piano. My rule before COVID was that I would only perform on the piano if it was a charity event and they couldn't ask for their money. And it got better. Like it certainly did. That's what happens when you have a discipline like that. It's about putting in the hours. So that's kind of how I dealt with that isolation aspect of it a
So
year
we
before.
so we come out of the pandemic.
Hmm.
Mind you, we're still in it as we speak, but things are opening up. What were your thoughts in recording a new album and getting out there? Because we lost venues as the pandemic was going on. What was your strategy in recording a new album and getting yourself out there, knowing that there were less and less venues to perform at?
Well, I was super lucky with this record that I got factor funding, and afforded me the opportunity to do more than I've done. So, for example, put together this eight-piece band, and I had my collaborator Nathan Peltz write beautiful charts for them. So part of that grant was I had some money for marketing, and I really wanted to release the album in front of a live audience. So I waited, and I chose the Alma combo, I guess because I really wanted to, with this record, establish that I'm a songwriter. I've never done an album of all original tunes before, and I really wanted to launch it in a place that was not necessarily a jazz, but place for songwriters. And just to kind of reply to the other half of your question, I do think that it's a hard time for the industry. I think it's been a hard time for the industry for a very long time. But I actually believe that now that things are open again, there is kind of a new fire, a good fire. It's kind of a very exciting time for Toronto. I mean, I can only speak to that because I'm very active here on the scene, and I talk to a lot of people that are out there every night. This is a good time for live music. There's actually new places open all the time with live music. There's new audiences going out to hear live music, younger people, people under the age of 50 that have kind of figured out this is a really special city with a lot of beautiful culture. So, I have a positive attitude about it, and I see it. I see the demand, and I see that after having been deprived of culture for so long, Toronto had the longest lockdown in the world. People are coming out of it in a good way for our industry. So I just want to put that out there and forward to anyone who's listening who's thinking that things are so dire. Toronto is one of those places that is an embarrassment of riches, and sometimes people forget how much beauty we have here. So I urge those people to check out, look for it. There's a great place to find where to go, and it's called Jazz in Toronto. It's an organization that I work with, and we work really hard, volunteering our time to make it easy for people to find music. And it's such a wealth.
Well, let's get right into the masterpiece. You have a new album. I think you showed it to us.
I did.
Yeah, there it is.
Look, it's on vinyl.
There we go. So, keep it up. No, keep it back up there. So I want to make this official. What is the name of the new album, and how does it represent you here today?
So the album is called Click Right Here, and this is the emoji me, based on the real me. And so this record is really exciting because this is something I've wanted to do for years. On my second album, a long time ago, over 10 years now, I wrote a song with my favorite piano player at that time, Mark Keysweater. We wrote a song called Googleable. And it was about, really, it was the first time that I ever heard this, but I wanted to bring the 21st century world into jazz. And in a sense, I guess, bring jazz into the 21st century world by doing that. And over the years, I have been singing that song, Googleable, at live shows, and people were reactive. They said, "This is a great song. Who wrote that?" And when they found out that it's an original tune, they were very encouraging. So in the back of my brain, I always thought to myself, I should do a whole album like this. But you know what? I always made that excuse. I don't have time. Who's got time to write a whole record? And all of a sudden, we had a pandemic in our hands. So it took a pandemic, to kick my ass and say, yes, this is the time. I had factor funding for an original record, so I just decided this is the record, this is the time. And also, you know what? It felt perfect because I'd always wanted to write about technology and how it has taken my life. And now in COVID, I all of a sudden noticed everybody is more reliant on technology. Like I thought it was back before, but now, for better or for worse, we had this, and I felt glad that we were able to interact with each other during that really hard first COVID year when there was no vaccine, no nothing, no hope. It was a hard time, and I thought to myself, at least we've got the ability to connect, to have these Zoom calls. What would we do if we didn't have? So it gave me a lot of inspiration in terms of writing these lyrics. I wrote all the lyrics on the record. There was one tune that I brought in, a very good friend of mine, rapper Eric. So he wrote his rap, but he accepted that, wrote all the lyrics, and I collaborated with some wonderful Jane Bennett be a special guest, and 8-piece band of some of the finest musicians I know. So thank you, Factor.
Well, no, we gotta say thank you for putting up some great music that we need, because as we're coming out, people are just looking for that, that good time, that good feel, and I think this is what this album really represents. When you have a great album like this, does that mean more shows are going to be happening with you, not just here in Toronto, but across the nation? What's going to happen with this?
Well, it's definitely something that I'm working on right now, and I will have some very exciting announcements. I can't make them yet, but
Yes, you
I do
can.
have some. I do.
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. Look,
I
okay,
can.
okay. Here's the thing. I'm gonna turn it off, and it's just you and me talking. Nobody else is around, so you can just tell me what's going on.
Okie dokie. And when does this come out again?
It's on right now. No, keep your secret. I want to wait until folks
No,
until we
there's
all get to know together. I think
there's
that's
good
the fun part.
there's good stuff coming for sure. I mean, the great thing for me in this particular moment
Mm,
is this has been a very strange time to do things,
yeah.
and so for me, like making the album is always a kind of a surreal experience, right? You take stuff from in here, put it in the studio, and then put it out in the world, and it's on the radio, and it's on streaming services, and all of that. For me, the exciting part about this is that I've also kind of given birth to concert, and that's what I'm really excited to share because all these songs work together as a story.
Yeah.
And when I did it at the Alma Combo, it was the first time that I was able to share that story in a magical way with people in a room. So I am booking some very exciting shows with this project, and stay tuned.
Okay, we will definitely do that. Well, just quickly, you had me thrilled too that it's on vinyl.
Indeed, I've always wanted to do this because I'm a vinyl collector, an addict to vinyl.
Mm-hmm. There you go. That's the proof enough. And yeah, you know what? I think vinyl is great, and it's so nice that you have that going on too. Look, as we wrap this up, and congratulations on that. As we speak, Pride Month is just about ending. We're into the Pride weekend, which is going to be amazing. I want to ask you though, there are folks out there who are still struggling and trying to get through and just trying to figure out what's right for them and what's not. What advice can you give them too as they're trying to figure out who they are and to be comfortable with who they are? Because as you know, and I know, sometimes this world is not forgiving on letting people be who they want to be.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Rudy, because I really believe that somebody told me once, uh, shared with me the fact that every decision we make in life comes from you have two choices: love versus fear. So I say choose love and you will be rewarded. It's it's hard to do in certain circumstances, in certain contexts, but I really believe that that is a universal. And so surround yourself with love, make love possible, and good things will follow, and it will always be.
Amen to that. No, it was great to see you and your husband on at Canadian Music Week. What a surprise to see the both of you there. It was great. To Did I shrink or did you grow? Because I swear I felt like I was shorter for some strange reason.
We just haven't seen each other in person in a few years. So I don't, one of those things happened. By the way, I will be performing at Pride in case this comes out before that. I'll be there on Sunday, the 26th, at the South Stage as part of Mandy Goodhandy and Friends. And I've got the wonderful Stacey McGregor on keys, Jordan O'Connor on bass, and we'll be doing some classic favorite tunes to do.
Fantastic. No, we'll make sure that this is out by then. So, but in the meantime, my friend, great to see the both of you. Great to see you. Congratulations on the music. Got to see you more often because I know even before the pandemic we were talking about doing coffee or something like that. So we got to make that. We got to make that happen. But either way, congratulations, and it's great to see you doing what you do so well, and that is great music and a great entertainer for us. Thank you again.
Thank you, Rudy. Great to be here.